Hey everybody, welcome back to Gray Nomads. In this video I'm going to go over some of the tricks, hacks, upgrades, modifications, whatever you want to call it, that we've done to our SylvanSport GO in preparation for our trip to Alaska. So one of the first things that, and I'm in my garage kind of doing some other things, but one of the first things I did, I went and I have a 7-point adapter. This 4-point adapter here that that the trailer comes with, it's kind of a bear to get into the back of my vehicle. This one's much easier, and on the 4-point, when I have a lid that closes, and it closes on these wires, and I'm afraid over time that might bend them. So with this one, the lid closes right on this, and it's a hard plastic, and it's not a problem. So if you have a 7-point adapter or a 7-point option on your vehicle, I would definitely go with this. It's a lot easier to hook in. Petra's able to do it with no problem, but the 4-point is not the case. All right. Modification number 2. So we have these Velcro straps that hold the sides down just so they don't bounce around or anything. And when we have our boxes in here, this kind of can be a bear to get around, and it's not real tight. It doesn't need to be real tight. So what we did is we went, I actually had these little, they're like 13-inch bungee cords, and they're just so much easier to put on. Oh, sorry, hard to do one hand. So we just use these and pull it together, and it does the same job, and it's a lot simpler. I keep the Velcro straps just in case I break one of them bungee straps, but yeah, those bungee straps, and the bungee straps work great on your, what I'll call the tailgate, where your license plate goes to. That's always a bear getting under here, so I just drop that thing through and pull it taut and connect it right there. And all right, so the modification that I just showed you was with this strap holding the back. Now it works fine for holding the sides down, no problem, plenty of room. But if you've seen our video on assembly disassembly of the GO, you know, where we raised it up in the field and lowered it down, you probably noticed well, first Petra couldn't get it off, and then I struggled to get it off. So I thought, well, that mod's not going to work very well for the back. So I kind of played around, and I went and got one of these rubber straps. I like it because it's flat onto the aluminum here, which is good. And this one is a 19-inch rubber strap, and I'll have a picture of it in the package at the end. But it was just a little too long with the hooks in both ends. So I took the hook out of this end, which now makes it easier to kind of slide in, because you know you got to go under that handle. And then I put some 550 cord, which you're probably learning is my best friend. I put some 550 cord on one end, and basically what I do is I pull it up, and that hook I can just slide right in that hole and then let it loose. And that seems pretty sturdy, and I think Petra won't have a problem getting it off. So that's a mod to the mod. All right, modification number 3. This isn't a big deal, and a lot of people probably don't even have this on anymore, but when all the poles that you have, they come with this little rubber band that's not going to last very long. And what I did, I actually had ordered these little 1-inch bands. I got, I think, a 1-inch and a 2-inch, and I'd had them for something else, and one day I was thinking about, man, I need a better band. So this thing holds a lot better than that flimsy little rubber band right there, which I think 2 of them already broke and we only took it out. We set it up maybe 2 or 3 times. So yeah, these bands seem to be a lot better, and they hold it together a lot better than with these chintzy little bands. Chintzy. It's my Lancaster County, Pennsylvania stuff coming out. So the next modification, I don't know what number I'm on. I have this net, you can see here, that I attach on the 4 corners and the other 2 over there. And it holds our boxes from flying up, which it's probably not really needed. This cord is actually from a bike rack that I have. I have a cover for my bikes on the back, and then I put this over, it holds the cover down. So that's what it actually is. But I was trying to figure out a way to keep the boxes from moving all around. They're not going to fall out because it just won't work for them to do that. But and these 4 boxes here, I have a lot more that goes on here, but right now I just don't have it on. And I thought about some ratchet straps or something, but this seems pretty simple. It worked fine going out you know, an hour and a half from here to the ocean when we did our shakeout. Another thing you'll notice, and I'm upside down here, sorry, let me move around so you can read. So I have these 3 black waterproof boxes. Of course they're written the other way. So, and you can see what I did was I put tape on there and just kind of permanent marker put what is in the box, because once you have all 4 of those black boxes all packed up, you don't know what's in each one. So for instance, the gazebo, when we're going to Alaska, a lot of times we're just going to overnight somewhere and we won't pull the gazebo out. So it'd be nice not to have to mess with that box. And these boxes then fit underneath the Go, so that worked out perfect. All right, next modification is the Thule cargo carrier up here. So this isn't really a modification. Everybody does something. We elected to do this because I put light stuff up there. So the chairs, little piece of carpet, the sleeping bags, that's the kind of stuff that's up there. The solar panel goes up there, stuff I don't want to get smashed, but it fits with no problem on there. The only issue with it is when I can't really get it back any further. This is pretty much as far back as I can get it. So when I lift the frunk, as we call it, it only goes that high. But honestly, but honestly, as soon as we get into camp, we empty everything out of this thing, and then I crank up the lid, and as soon as it starts going up, then you can get in the front there with ease. And the other thing I like about this, so you know, I'm 5'7", I can easily get in and out of this. I could have put this on my car, but then you got to climb up, you know, it's harder to get in and out. And when we go somewhere for a week, I'd like to be able to just take the vehicle around and do our exploring. This works out good here, so we're pretty happy with it. All right, for the next mod, it's actually a 2-parter. The bolt here, and those of you that have the SylvanSport GO, you know, there's a black piece on top of the nut. You loosen that, you put the tabletop down, and then you put that nut back in. The problem is, or at least for me it was, sometimes this table up and down, you're moving it around, and it popped that black top off. So, and the nut then was, or the bolt was a lot smaller and harder for me to turn in. So I just went and took that down. I already lost the black piece because it popped off 2 or 3 times last time we were out. And sorry, I'm trying to take this off. So what I did was go and got another bolt, but it has a bigger head on it, headset. And so I just screw this in a little bit. The table's not going anywhere. You're just basically keeping the back from popping up, and that head's a little bigger, so it helps do that. So that's the one. The other I'm going to talk about, and you probably noticed, and I'm going to do this in 2 parts because I'm sure you can't see everything, but to put this tabletop up, out of here, bud, you have basically a ratchet strap that you hook up top, and you bring it down, you ratchet it up till it's flat and level, and that's what you have. But this ratchet strap's a little wide. It's got the big ratchet end on it, either end, and I just didn't like that. So I went with this, and back to my parachute cord, and I just got 2 small snap links, made it level, tied them up. So I would caution anybody doing this. There's some other string and cord out there that a lot lighter. So, you know, the story of the 550 cord or 550 paracord, it's designed, it won't break till 550 pounds. This table is rated at 500 pounds. So I think that, yeah, 500 pounds. So I thought this was enough. One of the cords I initially tried was only rated at like 10 pounds or 15 pounds. So probably shouldn't have, you know, didn't even need to think that way. But yeah, I just tied it off, made it level. If I have to adjust it over time, I can do that. It's pretty easy. I still have the ratchet straps in the front, if I, you know, ever comes to that. But yeah, I just used the 550 paracord, tied off 2 snap links, and now it's. And what I do is, when I'm putting this up, I leave this attached in here, so I don't have to go out and get the ratchet strap. So when I go to put the table on, this 550 cord is just hanging here. Easy to do. All right, last mod. I don't know if this is actually a mod, it's just an upgrade, but because we're gonna probably sometimes leave the trailer when we're out driving around, I have a lock for the trailer hitch, but also, you know, these nice wheels, I wanted to lock them up as well. So I went and got wheel locks for them. You can see I got the one on here. I put it on all 3, the spare and the 2 tires. So, you know, I had trouble figuring out the size, and I went on some social media and nobody seemed to have a good answer. But it's actually a 12 by 20 is the size for the lug nuts. And I went with the Magard wheel locks. It's 2, 4, 5, 3, 8. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on. 2, 4, 5, 3, 8 is the number of this system that I used here. So yeah, that's pretty much wraps up my mods. If you like what you see, you want to see more content like this, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. So until next time, everybody, be safe.